Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to have a look at what the devs were what were they thinking? Are they off their meds? I don't think so. I think this is quite a good change. And if you don't know what change I'm talking about the change to Foggy Coliseum. So first things first, the Coliseum effects. We will get 2 of these effects typically for the rest of time, I think, or at least for this round of Foggy and for the next round of Foggy as well. So first effect is when a stun effect is applied to either side, the number of stun stacks will be doubled, which means that your stuns will last for twice as long. So something to keep in mind when you are team building. Second thing, the Holy Shield effect is invalid for both sides. Doesn't mean that you can't put Holy Shields on your team. It just means that whenever a unit attacks, that they will dispel all Holy Shields from the other side. So let's jump into a match here. As you can see, had a tough fight against Mailman. Very, very strong opponent and nearly at the same power level as me. But we got to 7-4. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what the changes actually mean. So first thing is, for the first team and the second team, you will only have three in total, so 3 units in total. So find the best 3 units or the best 3 combination of units that you do have and you pop them together. Now I've gone with Valianters. The reason that I've gone with Valianters is primarily because I don't think the Valianters are the strongest of the teams so far. I think actually Valianters are probably the weakest out of all of the units, besides potentially Pandora, Hades and Elmer as well. And the reason that I think that is because they don't have a stacker. What I mean by a stacker is they don't have somebody like Tsukiyomi. They don't have somebody like... they don't have somebody like Tsukiyomi. They don't have somebody like... Elisha. They don't have somebody like Gaia within the team who is or who will stack based on certain criteria. So for example, based on crits for Elisha, based on corrode stacks for Gaia, based on reflect damage for Arthur, based on who's the other one I just mentioned, Tsukiyomi is also based on corrode stacks as well. And the reason that I think that Valianters are not super competitive at this stage is because they do not have a stacker either. It is a shame. I do enjoy the Valianters synergy. As you can see, we're doing a little bit of work here. This is actually quite a long... I've already seen this match. It's quite a long match against these 2. Again, it is very, very strong. A combination of Elmer and Atrops. So potentially Elmer and Atrops, a stronger combination than the 3 I've got here for Valianters. Just something to keep in mind. As you can see, we would have taken Elmer out if it wasn't for his damage increase. Now, something else that we need to keep in mind is the stun lasts for twice as long as well. So it doesn't include effects like Taunt or Bind, but it does include those stun effects, which is why Elmer didn't attack for the first sort of 3 to 4 rounds, is because we had him stun locked. That is one way to get your opponents down very, very quickly, is that stun lock. So very, very strong effect, especially because it goes over 2 rounds rather than just over the 1. But as you can see, it's not super reliable. We had Elmer stun locked, enemy Elmer stun locked, and as you can see, we've got more stun locked again. That is from this passive here. So it's from the Grace of Shadows. Whenever we dodge an attack and we have more than 100 energy, we will respond with an ultimate attack, and that ultimate attack will stun enemies for the entire duration. Like this, for example, we do increase the stun duration, so this will stun for 2 rounds now, this retaliation, and as you can see, we're just not able to take down this enemy Atrops because she is very, very strong, very tanky, probably more tanky than Elmer, so to speak, in that she can take much more damage than Elmer, but again, it is unfortunately it's just down to our Elmer. We're just not getting the job done. We are pushing it a bit further. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip this one. So as you can see, we did get up to round 15 out of 15. They weren't able to take my Elmer down, but they were able to have more units alive. Now, artifact wise, I've gone with the feather on this one. The reason that I've gone with the feather on this one is to stun enemies right at the start of battle, to give you that 1 turn advantage. That is a very, very powerful artifact in this particular Foggy, because it does give you a completely free stun right at the start. And as you can see, we're up to our 2nd team, which is why, so enemies up to 3rd team now. We're still on our 2nd team, which means we've still only got 3 units available. And enemy had loads of Holy Shield available, but unfortunately, whenever we take action, we remove those stacks of Holy Shield before we can do any damage, which means that we're going to do much more damage this time around as well. So Cleo will apply these stacks of Holy Shield. We'll see at the start of the next round. Once they finish their attacks, I think Talinas has still got to attack yet. But it just means that at the start of the next round, Holy Shield, and then we perform our action, and then it goes. So that is basically what it means by Holy Shield cannot be applied. It's not that it can't be applied, it means that you're not able to apply it because of the effectively every unit has the same criteria as Catherine and Katrina, Macaria. Whenever they attack, you would remove those Holy Shields. As you can see, the enemy Glorian team putting up a very strong fight as it stands, and it seems to be doing a lot of work. They're putting a lot of work in here. But our stun duration, you'll see on Tsukiyomi here, it will last for 2 turns. So we'll go into the next round. We'll yep, so stun has been applied once again. We move on, and then it's just a matter of time here. So a strong battle between Tsukiyomi and Talinas, and I think this is where Tsukiyomi not applying corrode will really start to hurt after a while, if she's by herself. Just something to keep in mind there, because she absolutely relies on applying that corrode stack, but she doesn't do it herself. As you can see, we got the dodge there, which allowed us to then in turn retaliate. So we are going to start building up energy. Even though we don't have units in slot 3 and 4, we're still going to be able to get this passive available to us. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be strong enough this time round in order to win, but we'll see. We'll see. No, in fact, I know. We've got so much corrode applied to us that actually it's just a whitewash. We're just done. We're just done. So let's have a look at our next team. So next team is Eals. This is for the 4. I only believe you need these 4 core units. The next one is replaceable, as is Amaterasu. If you don't have Amaterasu, you would probably use a unit like Wukong, use a unit like Eluin instead of Amaterasu. So, as you can see, it is now 4v4, and we still have another 4 teams to get. Oh, sorry, enemy has 3 teams to get through. We still have. We're on team 3, so this is our 3rd team. We still have 4 teams to get through, or enemy still has 4 of our teams to get through. So, looks like we're doing very, very well on this one. Even though we are stunned, even though we are taunted, and even though enemy is going first, we did manage to secure the bind here. That's from Karnak's exclusive runes, and as you can see, take down Gaia. We should be able to take down these 2. They should get unbound very shortly after this round. Yep, so the bind is removed, but then bind is reapplied straight after. And the bind effect, again, it comes from Karnak. Very, very powerful ability if you have half red runes or full red runes for him. And as you can see, get out of this match unscathed. And if you've noticed that if you were to, say for example, if you were to leave a fight with only 1 unit remaining, it would only be that 1 unit. As we saw with Tsukiyomi, Gaia and Mulan both went down in the previous fight, but it looks like when you move over to the next fight, only that unit will remain, and you will only get buffs for that unit. You won't get any of the buffs of the deceased units, effectively. So just something to keep in mind. Now, Leviathan really impressed me. Goes in a lot of my teams. In fact, this is a very good setup, I think, from opponent. And even though opponent is still stronger technically, power-wise, our team, we're just getting stunned out. So as you can see, stunned, frozen, and it's because Arthur's able to reflect the debuffs. So in this instance, Arthur has not reflected the bind effect, but we do now get shielding as well, which is very, very strong. And it looks like we're doing very well, but I still think the reflect damage is what's gonna take us down in this one. We're building up attack, we're building up our HP every time we get a crit, and then we're attacking ourselves back as well. So as you can see, our debuffs have been reflected back. So freeze has been reflected back on Eudora, and freeze now gets reflected back on Amaterasu as well, and it is Arthur's passive that is doing that. It is a very, very strong passive, especially with a unit like Leviathan, for example. Leviathan does very, very good work. If you have her up to 9 stars, she becomes quite reliable with that return effect, even getting you as far as stage 150. In the Celestial Trials, just with having a copy of Leviathan, Leandra for Holy Shield, and then after that we have Mavis as well. Very, very strong. Really, really powerful ability. And as you can see here, enemy Elisha taking us down. We are actually frozen and basically controlled out of the match. Again, this is a loss for us. It doesn't look like it at the moment because we do have all 4 units remaining, but Arthur has now had enough time to build up his HP, to build up his attack. So every time we attack him now, we're going to be doing tremendous amounts of damage to ourselves. We do get the binding here, but we do get stunned as well. So we've been stunned, we've been silenced, our entire team is stunned. Another big factor is the 2-turn stun as well. So that 2-turn stun from Excalibur now turns into effectively a 3-turn stun with the new rules that are in place, or the new conditions effectively. Again, what I kind of just want to skip through it to see, because again I've already seen it, but you guys at home might enjoy this this type of comeback from Arthur, so to speak. So yeah, we're nearly there with Leviathan, nearly got it down. We do apply this bind as well, and we are still healing tremendous amounts as well, but so is the enemy. And this silence here is what's getting us done. Eudora attacking herself multiple times, now no longer an issue because we have taken Leviathan out. That does not stick around. So a lot of damage done to Arthur, but unfortunately, he's reflected a lot of the damage back to us as well. Arthur is just such a good unit. As you can see, we've stunned him, we've frozen him, he's been bound. He can't escape this now, you would think, until Eudora reapplies her own healing buff to herself. And as you can see, the way that the ethereals work, they're all taking that shared damage, which means that every time Eudora was attacking, we would also, we would also do damage to ourselves as well, which is why every time we attack first, just going to go down. And again, it's because Arthur has had so much time to build up that you just cannot kill. You cannot kill Arthur at this rate, especially with a team that shares damage out. And as you can see, it is a loss. I told you, it is a loss. This next one, not going to be as fun for the enemy, but as you can see, we're only on team 4 out of 7 at the moment. So enemy has beaten 3 of our teams. We've beaten 4 of the enemy teams, and this is going to be a very, very quick one. The reason for that is because of the reflect rate. Unfortunately, Arthur has not had any chance, not had any units on his team to help him build up. Now, this is a bit of a different story. As you can see, enemy Aphrodite on the team. Really, really strong unit. The strongest by far, I would say. The strongest PvP unit by far. And she has been paired with 2 Doomsdayers in Merlin and Halissa, and she has also, hold on, We'll do not disturb, thanks. Yeah, and paired with 2 strong Glorian monarchs as well. But fortunately, we are doing a lot of reflect damage here. That is what I think will save us this time round, is the reflect damage. Really, really powerful. And unfortunately, Dahlia doesn't get somebody to switch with there, so the effect is nowhere near as strong. Lily and Leah do their ultimate attack at least twice, and it's because of the dodge mechanic from Grace of Shadows. We nearly took him out here. Leviathan to do reasonable damage. We got Merlin down. We lose all of our buffs, unfortunately, because of that Celestial trigger. And then this is where Aphrodite is going to pop off. So she has stolen Dahlia. But fortunately, we are able to take Audrey out with just simple reflect damage. No steal this time, so just damage back to Aphrodite. As you can see, she's doing another attack here and nearly took us out, and it's because of that reflect damage. Again, it's so strong. This unfortunately does kill our Dahlia, so our Dahlia goes down. They lose a lot of their stuff, but as you can see, enemy Aphrodite is stunned. Very, very strong, but does not stop the Phantom Illusion effect. Don't be under any illusions as to that. So as you can see, if Aphrodite were to attack now, she were to do her ultimate attack, we would get one of our units stolen as well. So just something to keep in mind. It does still work through stun, which is still a real pain, and why I think it's very, very toxic. Even if you freeze her, even if you apply stun to her, even if you taunt her, bind her, doesn't matter. She will still steal an enemy unit, she'll still steal one of your units. Or if she's on your side and she's been bound, she's been stunned, she's been frozen, she's been taunted, doesn't matter. All that matters is that she does an action, or at least she attempts to take an action, which is why she's so strong, I think anyway. Fortunately, she's attacking herself, so she just attacked herself there. She attacked Arthur. Arthur's got too high of a HP, and reflected all of that back as well. So Lily and Leah performing for a bit of protection, and then we nearly get taken out here, but fortunately our Leviathan is tough enough to handle a 1 attack from enemy Halissa, and the damage will get reflected back because of the 200% reflect rate given by Leviathan as her passive. Big old cake, big cake. Now, I'm not talking about the cake, I'm talking about the reflect rate. Don't get it twisted. So as you can see, stun will apply for 2 rounds now, so we'll get 2 free attacks in. Lily and Leah here to give shielding, and as you can see, we're up to 200 energy now, so the next 2 attacks that we dodge, we will also do our ultimates as well. No dodge there, unfortunately, but Halissa does go down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip through. Unless Arthur can take him out here, which he doesn't, I'm just going to skip through. Yeah, we got up to round 14 on that one. Lily and Leah, very, very strong units still. And as you can see here, we now only get our 2 Doomsday buffs. And we're not going to be doing nearly as much damage because we don't have our Halissa to give us that max HP increase. We don't have Dahlia to switch either. So yeah, just still strong, but not strong enough to take down enemy Avengers, or at least take down enemy Janna. Lachesis on the enemy team, very good shout from the opponent as well. Lachesis still should be a very relevant unit, especially if you've got her exclusive runes. She applies that purification every time, I believe every time a revival effect takes place. We even get Janna to take herself out here. That was quite cool. Cool little interaction. She did a lot of damage, but to herself. And as you can see, we do get the dodge, and we can take out Mavis a couple of times. But Mavis just too strong of a unit. Really, really powerful, especially in a team lineup like the Avengers. But fortunately, we've got our own Avengers to come and finish the job. Again, really, really powerful team setup. I've gone with Cleo primarily for the attack increase at the very start of battle, because the Avengers, they take so long to do anything at all. Having Cleo in here, you can either go with Phantoms or you can go with additional Monarch. I've gone with 3 Phantoms, 3 Phantom synergy, rather than going with the the 3 monarchs instead, and it's just because we want as many revives on the team as possible. We don't really care about surviving with the Avengers, we just need them to come back. And the reason that all of the enemies are stunned as well is because they attacked Janna. Janna then retaliated with a dodge ultimate, which is a very, very powerful effect. We also get our Aphrodite to trigger, but we do even steal. So we steal enemy Lachesis as well. Enemy gets taken out by Aphrodite. The reason that I've got Aphrodite down in this bottom right hand corner is because of the hope tree. So if we have a look here, hero in position 5 gains 25 energy, fine. Hero in position 5 at the start of battle gains 40% damage boost and 150% damage boost as well. So she's getting what, 190% damage boost, which is why she's putting up such big numbers. As you can see, massive numbers from her at the moment, and she just keeps going and going and going. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dodge. There's a lot of dodge going around, and also enemy takes out our Janna, enemy takes out our stolen Lachesis, but that does proc Aphrodite, and we do steal enemy Mavis, which is going to be really important because Mavis can just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Again, enemy has a lot of dodge on their side as well, as you can see, up to 58. So they get 2 instances of dodge, and we're just going to see how much damage that this powered up Aphrodite can do as well. So just something to keep in mind. This slot 5, very strong, very powerful abilities in that slot 5. If you have gone down the energy route, getting that additional damage for this particular slot, really strong. And as you can see, 21,000 million on one basic attack and 50,000 million on an ultimate as well. Anyway, that is the new rules for Foggy. Let me know what you think. I am very much in favour of it. I very much enjoy this type, especially trying to strategize around these particular buffs. Really good, really fun, and I'm very much enjoying it at the moment, especially because you get to see all 7 of your teams compete, which does mean if you have a very strong team 7, so if we just jump into my current setup, my final setup is the the Glorians. The reason that I've gone with Glorians on this team, we've got our 3 monarchs, we've got Wu for damage reduction, and we've got the new Schrodinger as well, who will dodge and build up the rest of the team. The reason that I've gone for this is because they are immune to stun, and with Talinas and Lillian Leah on the same team, it just means that we will get those attack stack increases very quickly, and Talinas can stun for up to 3 rounds as well. So you do get the double application, so you get the 3-round stun at the end of round 2. So again, that's why I've gone with that particular build. The 6th build, so we saw build 5 is Avengers. Then I've gone for all Monarch or 3 Monarchs, Mystifiers, and finally again Glorian team. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, let me know how it's going for you. What do you think of Foggy Coliseum? I'll catch you next time.